Hi, Michael. We're going to get started here in just a few minutes, allow a few more people to jump in. Hello, hello. Hi, Dawn, welcome. Okay, thank you all for joining us for today's live demo, Advanced Price List. My name is Michelle Keenan. I'm part of the InView team. We're gonna cover today the custom products on your price list, how to create a single custom product, but then in additional to that, we're going to talk about pro custom products with packages. So the key idea here is to allow you to sell any product that you would like through the client gallery or in your personal sales session. And what we do is we email you that information so you know what to order. Custom products and pro custom products are only available for manual fulfillment. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And there's a difference between the two products. The difference between a custom product and a pro custom product is the custom product is more of like a simple item, like a odd size image or maybe just an album or some material. And then a pro custom product is more of a dynamic ordering form that allows you to ask your client questions. For example, like a cover type or embossing options for an album. So a little bit more detailed questions and more specific so that you have that information to fulfill the product. And so what I'm going to do is share my screen here in just a moment. And if you have an account with InView and you want to follow along, feel free to do so. We're going to start in the admin area underneath the gallery manager, and you're going to go to price list manager. If you do have any questions, just feel free to type those in the chat. I'll try to check them throughout. If not, we'll follow up at the end with Q&A. So I'm going to turn off the camera and get started here. Make sure you let me know that you can see my screen. Hopefully everybody can see that just fine. All right, here we are if you go just to your galleries and gallery manager to follow along, and you go to your price list manager, it's going to pop up and give you a list of your price list. And so if you joined us last week, or if you were able to watch the simplified price list live demo last week, we created a price list. So I'm going to open up that individual price list, but that's not necessarily where you will go to create the pro custom products and custom products. So I just wanted to show you kind of where we were. You have options here for custom products, and this will give you a list of products that you have built custom. And then there's also the create new, and this is where you want to start with your custom and pro custom products. So we're going to focus on first the custom product. And remember, this is a simple item or image, print, or odd size, something a little bit more organic. So I'm going to go down here, and if you look here in the create option, it gives you the option to create a custom product or a pro custom product. So we're going to select custom product at this time. And so let's just say, for example, we talked about, you know, a single product being an image or maybe just an album. So you could say signature album. And a signature album might be, let's just say 100, and this is a 12 by 12 album. So you want to make sure you put the option in here, and you can give it the max amount of images. So let's just say it's 50 images. And if it's room view enabled, this is if it was an odd size portrait. So I'll show you that here. We'll create another one as a single image. And then also with a custom product, we allow you to create a custom category. And what that means is if you have in your storefront, there's different categories. So you might have prints, and you might have gallery wraps, and you might have metals. So you might have a custom category built out for your albums. So you can go ahead, there's the drop down list of pre-existing ones, or you can create a new one. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to create a new one. And you can name it just custom albums. And if you have an image of that product, you can go ahead and upload it by choosing file, or you can have some of these stock images that we have on here that you can apply. I think I just got out of that by accident. I apologize. So we're going to go ahead and add that in there, 12 by 12. And then 50 images maximum. And then I'm going to create my custom category and custom albums. And it could be whatever you'd like. And you want to put a description of what that category consists of. So if you have multiple album sizes, you want to make sure you list out this is my signature album, my platinum album, and then maybe gold. Okay, so here, again, the image, we do have some default images here. So you can add imagery of those existing albums if you'd like. Save. And it's always nice for your clients to be able to see the details of a product. So if you have an album, you want to show them the, you know, all those different, you know, the binding, the pages, the thickness of the pages. If it's a metal cover, you want to make sure you showcase the metal cover. And we'll look at that a little bit deeper here in just a few minutes. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to hit save. And that should save in my custom products. And so when you attach it to a price list, you're going to scroll down, and I'm going to show you custom products. Here you'll see the list of it, of the items. So I'm going to go down to our custom category that we just created here, and it shows a list of what I can find in that category, an image of that, and now a list of those products are going to be added. So let me go in here to the price list, and I'm going to select our test price list. And I'm going to add it to the custom category. So add custom albums. Oh, it looks like I didn't save. That's my fault. So we'll create another one. custom product. In the meantime, does anybody have any questions? Has anybody built one out? Save. Let me double check the chat here. No questions so far. Okay, so now we should be able, I've saved that, so we now should be able to add that to our custom albums. So now once I click on add that, it's going to show my signature. So you would have your signature, your platinum and your gold album with all different sizes and covers. Hit save. And now that's attached to that price list under that category. And go ahead and hit save at the top. And that product is on there. Now, when we talked about the pro or the custom product and utilizing room view, so if you have an odd size print that is not a in-view product for fulfillment, so maybe it's a 22 by 40 print. And you want to make sure that that shows up as an option in room view to display. You want to make sure that the dimensions are put here, 22 by 40. And then you want to make sure that this room view is checkboxed. So you're enabling that to go to room view. So once it's in the category, you just hit save. And then that is an item that we can add to the print. So if I go to add prints, it's going to ask me, do I want to add an in-view product, which is a automatic fulfillment product, or add a custom product. So I'm going to add a custom product to my print. So if you look here, I've added this 22 by 40. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save, and it's then going to display right here in my prints category. So I can see that in the store and showcase it in room view. I'm going to hit save. All right. So is there any questions on how to create a custom product in view and add it to your price list? If not, I'm going to move on to the pro custom products. Let me just verify in the chat here. I'm not missing any questions. Okay, good deal. All right, so I'm going to move on, and it's going to be very similar, except for there's going to be a lot more opportunities to ask questions and add options. So in reality, you could really sell just about anything in InView, but I prefer you to sell your products and your imagery. So, all right, so under Create New, I'm going to go under Pro Custom Products. And in showcasing the products and creation, you want to make sure you give the product a name. And so let's just say, for example, you know, this could be the album itself, but with different cover types and how many different images. And, you know, you can also build a package doing it this way. So I'm going to go ahead and let's just talk about a package. So I'm going to call this my signature package. Okay, and the base price of this is going to be $1,200. Okay, so you want to make sure you can hide this quantity option if you want to. You don't necessarily have to, but each of these options has a little question mark that you can hover over, and it tells you whether you can hide it. This would be something if the package went up, the more options you add, and you don't want to show the base price to the client. All right, and then we also give you the option to create a new category, or you can choose any existing that you've created. And I'm going to go ahead and select packages. You would do it exactly the same as you would in a custom product as far as the creation of the category. So here I'm going to put a description of this item. So let's just say the signature package includes a 12 by 12 album, one 24 by 30 canvas wrap, two 8 by 10s, 5 by 7s. And you can, put this in here however you would like. So those items are in there, and you can add an image of the product if you want. Like I said before, you can choose an image, or we have some default images. I'm just gonna put a package here, and you can put a caption. A lot of times what the captions are nice for is if you're giving details about the product. So this might be an image of an album embossing. So you would just talk about the embossing right there. And I'll show you a sample of an album form builder as well. All right, so we're gonna save. Now I have a description of what's in my package, and I'm gonna go ahead and add a question. So we want to create a questionnaire so fulfillment is smooth and easy. Let me make sure I put one there. All right, so I'm going to click question. So here, again, there's little question marks. So when you hover over there, it asks you, or it gives you the information of what questions you need to ask, things like that. So here, I'm going to start filling out my answers to my questions. So, or ask the questions for the answers I want. So here, I'm going to say, choose your album images. All right, and I'm going to make sure that this is required. And when I go here, I'm going to say images, because what I'm going to do is choose the image amount. So there has to be, let's just say, a minimum of 20 images, maximum of 50 images. Okay, so I'm going to say that's done. So here it's going to force your client to choose those images, or if you're doing IPS, it'll direct you to choose those images. 12 by 12 album images. Okay, so now I'm going to save and add a next question, because my next question is going to choose your 24 by 30 canvas wrap. Okay, so I'm going to select required here again, and I am going to do images on this as well, and it's going to be one image minimum and one maximum. I'm going to hit save, save, and add a next question, and I'm going to do the same for the 8 by 10s. Choose your 8 by 10. Okay, so hit required, and here again I can do images, except for this time I can now put a minimum of one image but a maximum of 2. Okay, so now we're going to hit save and next question. Same with the 5 by 7s. And you could be more specific to 5 by 7s. Okay, and again, that's images, and we can now do 2. Okay, so now I am done with that. And I now have my form builder here. So we're choosing all those options in the package. And once I hit save, I'm I'm going to take you over to the price list to show you how to add that to your price list. So once everything's saved, I'm going to go back to my price list that I want to attach it to. And I'm going to find my category, and we decided it was going to be in packages. So I'm going to add my package. And here, oh, sorry, that's not the custom package. Make sure I have my custom packages here. Okay, add packages. And here I have a signature package that I created. So I'm going to save changes. And now my package is there. And if you have several packages and you want to duplicate this, you can when you go to your Pro Custom Products. Let me go up here and I'll show you. And what it does is it makes it easier. So if you have packages that are building up and the questions are going to be very similar and you want to save time. So this is a tip for you in your custom products. Go ahead and go to that particular product. So if you look here, we created a custom album, but I want to go down to the packages here. And you want to duplicate that, you can. And by doing that, when you hit duplicate, it'll duplicate the product and it's going to open up that form builder for you. And you can just change the name. So this could be Platinum package, and you can change the price and adjust. Maybe instead of this, it's a 30 by 40. So it saves a little bit of time in the form builder. Okay, so then you just hit save. And it's now going to be an option in your custom products. So I'm going to go back down and show you here. Sorry if I make you dizzy by scrolling fast. I know it does me sometimes. Okay, so here I now have 2 packages and it's all built out, and you can do it for multiples. So, and that's the same for any other product that you're building a custom or a Pro Custom product of. And then apply it to the price list. So that way it just saves you a little bit of time. So looks like I have a few questions. Dana, when creating these packages, would you do it if you want to substitute something in a package for a different size if they are upgrading? So I just want to be clear in your question. So when creating these packages, what would you do if you want to substitute something in a package? So it depends on if you are, allowing your clients to order through the client gallery, or if you're in an IPS session. If you're doing an IPS session, what I recommend is building out your packages as they are. And if they are wanting to substitute a product or, make any kind of adjustments, that's what that feature in the IPS cart adjustments is for. So you can go in and offset that, and also the ordered notes for those products. Good deal. All right, so I am going to move on, and I want to go in here and just show you what the form builder looks like for an album. And so I'm going to add in an existing one so you can see the form builder and how that was built out. So here we built out product name. It shows exactly what it is, the base price. The category is guest books, and then there's some detailed information about the product, which is really important, especially if you're selling online, where you don't have a lot of control over the sale, but you still want to offer those products to the client. And if you look here, we have more detailed imagery of each of the products. And I recommend that for metal prints so they can, you know, so they can see the backing or the structure of a gallery wrap, things like that. So they're invested and know that they can see the quality of the product that they're getting. Okay, and so once that's done, you go down here and it shows the description. So this is what your client's going to see. And then here it says, what size guest album would you like? Now I'm going to edit this because I want you to see what the details looks like. And we did a drop down menu for this particular one. So if you have multiple items in the same question, then you would hit this plus sign. And what it does is it creates another box for you down here at the bottom. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of that. You type in your answer here. It gives you options here to do multiple tasking. But I am going to delete that so that you can see. All right, so it says 8x8 album. So it gives them the option to choose the size album that they would like. Okay. And then when you edit here, it shows, okay, minimum and maximum. So it doesn't have a lot of details, but it gives you the options for this particular product. So let me go back here. The next question that is asked, how many spreads would you like in your album? So I'm going to edit this. If you look, it says 10 spreads, 10 images, 10 note pages, 15 spreads, 15 images, 15 note pages. And the note pages, because this is a signature album, so a guest book, and it allows, you know, the guest to sign on the other page. And so if you are upgrading, it allows you to do the money inside of that form builder. So I'm going to hit edit. And here, there's multiple questions here. So once you start upgrading, you hit edit. And here we did the radio buttons. So if you look here, radio buttons, and then when you choose edit, then you put your additional cost here. So if they're upgrading from the base priced product, the starting, then you would add the price right there. There's so many cool options here that we give you. And if you hover over the question type, it has the question field, and then it gives you a list and information for every single one of those options. So, you know, for example, the text, this would give the user a single line text so that they can fill that in. So it's a more advanced option. So for cards, or maybe if they wanted to type in the embossing information, so the wedding date, the wedding, you know, the last name, then you would do that in that section. So let me just make sure there's not any questions on that. Okay, so now at the end, it also gives you the quantity option. So if you want to give your clients the option, you know, to choose the quantity amount. All right, so I want to show you what this looks like in the path of the consumer. So I'm going to hit save here just to make sure. Does anybody have any question about the form builder and how that works? Does it make sense? Is everybody still kind of scratching their heads on how that might work? Okay, so far so good. All right, so let me show you what that looks like in the path of a consumer. And I'm going to go ahead and just showcase the Smith family. We're going to look at an IPS session, but I want to make sure that I have the correct price list attached. And it looks like I have default price lists with products, which is fine. All right. We're going to go through the slideshow, kids. Sorry. All right. So I'm going to go into the store here. And here is a list of all my products, right? And other products would be pro custom products or specialty products or packages. So I'm going to look at the packages. I have that in there, but I want to look and add a professionally designed album because that's what we had looked at. So this is what it looks like. So once you click on that category, it opens up all those items in that category. So if it's a large photographic album and we select order, whether it's in an IPS session and you're controlling it, it just keeps everything organized for you during the sale. It doesn't necessarily mean the client has to see those. It just kind of keeps you in control of the sales session and smooth and simple for your client's experience, but also the consumer on the client gallery side. So if they're ordering an album and you want them to make sure they give you all the details and information, then it walks them through this step. So I can simply look at this product details, imagery of what that looks like, learn about it. And now it asks the question, what size album would I like? Okay, I want a 12 by 12 square. Please choose your cover finish. Okay, I want to upgrade to the matte. Then I'm going to select my album cover. Hit done. And now it says, how many spreads would I like? There's 10, okay. And you want to make sure that the gallery has enough images. All right, now the quantity. And then I can simply add it to the cart. And it's that simple. Does that make sense to everyone? Just want to make sure that we have that all covered. I mean, it's really simple. And like I said, really, truly, you could sell just about anything in InView. You know, as simple or as, you know, intricate and dynamic as you want as far as packages and products. And like I said before, the custom and the pro custom products are only available for manual fulfillment. And really you would want it that way because you want to make sure that you, you know, make sure all the details are there and take a little extra time to make sure that those are ordered correctly. And, you know, like I said, we would love to have all of your business in-house here at InView and H&H for fulfillment, but it also gives you the opportunity to order something that might be from another vendor or another lab of your choice. You know, because sometimes there's specialty products that are art that you do. So it needs your attention, but we do notify you of these products. And one of the great things is that you can do an automatic fulfillment event, you know, like a client gallery, but you still have manual fulfillment products, meaning custom or pro custom products on there. And we will fulfill all the products that we can and still notify you that there's some items that need your attention so you can take care of those. So we try to save you as much time and as much work to keep it as simple as possible, but still give you a lot of control as possible. And that's our goal here always, is to help you. But let me make sure that we have covered everything. So we talked about the custom product and the pro custom product with packages, and kind of went over the albums and how you would build out your questionnaires here. Let me just step over. I want to show you the leather because I think we have, I'm just going to check it out. We may have some embossing questions on here. So let me just take a look and see if we did. Yes, here's a sample of, you know, the question that you would ask if you wanted to offer some embossing or, you know, different color choices, leather choices, colors, cameos, and see what, if you're going to offer different leather options, you want to make sure that you put those options in here, a picture, so they can kind of see what they're getting. So I'm going to click on this image. So now I can see So it's really important to ask the right questions. So like I said, you can keep it as simple as possible, or you can make it as dynamic as needed to gather all those details and information. All right, so I am going to double check again in the chat to make sure there's no questions, and we will follow up. I want to make sure that you guys are all aware again that there is plenty of help options inside of InView. So if you are here in any page really, and there's a help option here, but if you're in there and you're creating your price list and you have some questions and you don't have time to give us a call or email us, you can go here to any little help section right here, and it'll give you options on that page to watch an overview of the price list. Or you can go to the support center and type in, you know, the information that you're wanting to know. So all about lab and creating products on your price list. We try to give you as much detail and steps to make it as easy and simple as possible to add products to your price list for your sales offerings. But just know that that's available as well. And then again, your Facebook group, your InView space, we try to put some tips in there and a few other educational options, but also to share with your friends and see how they did it. So we covered all that. All right, I'm gonna turn my camera off unless you want to see something else. Okay, it looks like someone does have a question. All right, yes, there is going to be some replays of this. We try to always post that in within 24 hours after the event in your InView space. We do have the YouTube page. So you can always go to InView's YouTube and find those on there. And again, these help articles will help as well with videos. All right. Okay, so really quick before we close, I'm going to turn my camera on so I can say hello to everybody. Terrence, oh my goodness, there's lots of good friends in here. Okay, so we have a wedding boot camp coming up. So if you guys are wedding photographers or you're starting to add some more, you know, types of photography to your resume and you want to learn the ins and outs from start to finish, from the phone call clear to the custom or the client's pickup with all the products, there's lots of information, and you want to come see me and say hello in Kansas City. That is in July, and I do have, just give me a second and I'm going to put that in the chat here. And you can also find that information on your InView space. I want to put a little image in here so that you guys can see it. It's really pretty. Talks about it. It's going to be at a winery. Amy, do you have that link handy? If you're on here, I'm going to see. I should have it in my notes too. Here, boot camp links. I just want to make sure I get it to you. But here it is. I've got it. Oh, Amy's got it. Amy, you're so fast. Thank you. No, but to really, it's going to be at a winery in Kansas. It's going to be a lot of fun with Meredith Reinkars and a lot of our staff. And we would sure love to have you. But if not, hopefully we'll see each other at some other events. And congratulations if you're a winner to our Obscura event in June. So yes, professional stylized shoots on Wednesday. So we're going to have models. It's just going to be from start to finish. The phone conversation, the contact, to the session, to, you know, a real live event setting on how, you know, your wedding day will go. And then from that to the sales, to the delivery of the products. So yeah, it's very exciting. But thank you all again for joining me today. Is there any other questions before we close up? just want to make sure that we were able to answer any of those questions on those price list creation and setup. If not, all right, we'll close out. Thank you. We'll see you guys next week. Take care.